Hi everyone, it is me, Sailor Star Fighter Dustin here, and today we're going to talk about, well, and today, and today we're going to talk about did does Viz Sailor Moon get any hate from the Sailor Moon followership? First off, the answer to the asking thing would be no. It doesn't seem that Viz's Sailor Moon gets any hate from the Sailor Moon followership. It seems to meet almost all their standards. One, the Dawnish borrowed names are there. Two, nothing is skimmed it or shifted. Stead names and street names and strike names are the way they were. Their drive on the left side of the street instead of the right side of the street. And a lot of the standards seem to be met. Now, the only standard that's not being met is the show playing. And yes, they still bitch about the show playing. After all these years, they're still unhappy with the folks that are speaking for them. I don't know what the I don't know what the Sailor Moon followership wants from that. I mean, they bitched did back in the day about who did the speaking for Deke and Pioneer and whatever. But you'd think by now, they would, you think they would have, they would have lost the ghost on that one. But it looks like they haven't. I mean, after all these years, they're still bitching and ranting about, about the folks, you know, about the show playing or the speaking or whatever you want to call it. Sorry for clearing my throat, but it happens when I make films. So anyway, at the end of the day, even though it meets the standard for a lot of Sailor Moon followers out there, it doesn't meet the standard for every single thing because they don't like who speaks for them. A lot of them are irked and angered that they had to yield for 24 between FYL to get the Sailor Moon they wish they got back in the day. And a lot of folks that like the Viz Sailor Moon, well, a lot of them hated the Deep Glee Sailor Moon. They hated the Pioneer Glee Sailor Moon. They hated Renaissance Atlantic Glee Sailor Moon or whatever. Birth Great Sea. And you all know that they at the end of the day, they still seek some things, to bitch about when it comes to Sailor Moon. And that tends to be one of them. Now, anyway, at the end of the day, the way I think a lot of this comes to be is that I think at the end of the day, these folks just, they got to get over themselves. I mean, you would think that Viz News Sailor Moon would meet their standard because a lot of the things that they bitched about, bitched about or scathed or shamed it, are not there. But no, they're still not happy with that one. Why? Because it's in English, and some Sailor Moon followers are irked that it's in English. I don't know why. Some of them wish it wasn't, because that's another thing that, that pisses some of them off. I mean, if you want to watch Sailor Moon written, you can go watch it on Pluto, Farseer, or Underworld Farseer or Tubi, if you want to watch it written. But if you want to watch it in English, well, then Viz Sailor Moon's going to be the more smoother one to get your hands on then. But anyway, at the end of the day, they're not happy with that. They bitch and rant about that, like that doesn't meet their standard or whatever whatever their standard is. So that's it. Just wanted to, talk about that because you would think at the end of the day they would be happy with it. Because no, they drive on the left side of the street instead of right. They're saying the Donish names, the near names and the street names and the strike names are what they first were, and all the 5 followings comes as they were. So you would think that they would be happy with that. And they don't have to, and Zoisite and Millikite and Fisheye, well, and Mara, Michelle, whatever, they're on straight. They don't have to worry about them, whatever. So you would think they would be happy about all of that shit, but no, they're not. At the end of the day, they're not happy about any of that. So no, Naughties in the Viz Sailor Moon makes these folks happy, because even though there's a lot of things about it but they still bitch about it. So, yeah, it's sad. Well, if you want to hear about Sailor Saturn, Sailor Ringworld Tar talking about films getting stuck and uploading, you can watch this film over here. I, Sailor Star Fighter Dustin, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.